Rodgers going to the air to start things out.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got him in. Complete. A huge play there right off the bat. 45 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. And this is going to be intercepted.
Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against an interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
14. Good job right there. Good job right there. Right.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. You talk about this Jets defense.
They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 49-yard line.
They run it again with Williams. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets 15. So after the big play, look at this. All the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Eccles. And the Jets force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try to put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Now a 2nd and 10.
On play action, it's Rodgers. short throw to Smith. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On play action, now Rodgers. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. DK Metcalf with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jets take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Extra point up and good by Succop. And that makes the score 7-0.
Ryan Succop set to kick off.
Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
You talk about this Jets defense.
They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, this defense for the Jets, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
13 yards on the play. And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The Broncos at 12-3 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
88 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Play action. Now Wilson.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were heading for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Good job right there. Check.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. And the Jets are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
First down, Jets.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. This pass out wide to Hall. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 14. And the Jets.
On first down, Rodgers. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. On second down, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Rodgers. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a fourth down.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Rodgers gonna go on fourth down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Not often do fourth down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Like what so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Rodgers to throw once more. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos. Right at the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Will McDonald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Up the middle, it's Williams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Alert.
They go play action with Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Jets force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your #1 path to get in there, and they can get that done in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. Quick slant here to Smith. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. DK Metcalf with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Suckup for the extra point.
And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Jets 14, Broncos nothing. Ryan Suckup set to kick off.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
14.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. On the return, Tremont Smith. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
Again, it's Williams. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 131 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. Now he's free at the 35. Breece Hall. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point try now for Suckup. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Jets 21, Broncos nothing. Ryan Suckup set to kick off.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, here's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
Hey, guys, listen. Start.
Here we go with Williams. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And they're going to speed things up here.
A gain of 3 yards. And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, 0. Run left.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
That's good for the Broncos. First down.
Wilson wants a different look.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Now a handoff running left. This is Williams. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Final minute now of the third quarter.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Go, 14. Hold up.
Wilson. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Sauce Gardner puts it off. And the Jets are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Rodgers to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this. Here's the Jets punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. That's returnable now for Smith. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Second and 10. The busy night continues for Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
A 2-yard loss brings up third down and 12.
On third down, Wilson. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Jermaine Johnson, his second sack of the night.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Jets will take over.
At their own 29-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's looking all the more likely that a fifth straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 104 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. On first down, right back to Hall. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
And the Jets first down.
Here's Hall again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A give running right is Hall. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Here's a 2nd and 5. Oh, they'll try the Jets sweep here with Lazard. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Alan Lazard, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes the score 28-0. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
At their own 16-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22.
Look left.
Here's Wilson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Will McDonald able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Zebra. Hey guys, listen.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Finding Williams on the check down. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21.
Alert.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
Back north. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Box it. 26.
Rodgers looking to throw. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step.
Back in my ways, missing my girl, I ain't seen her in days.